Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Tea with Tiffany. I am so sorry about the technical difficulty that we're having. Was trying to use this new streaming platform, and it was an epic fail um, because I don't know what I'm doing, obviously. So we will try that again at some point. And maybe I'll get somebody to test it with me. Last night I was using it. I thought it was going well, but I'm not sure what happened. So, oh well, the show must go on, right? All right, so like every morning, we start our morning out with a morning prayer. I know there were some people on here earlier when I was trying to do the live on the streaming platform, but I'm not seeing anybody right now. But like I said, every morning we start our morning with a morning prayer. So we're going to go ahead and start with that. And then today's topic is emotional intelligence. So we'll go ahead and get started. Dear Lord, I pray today that I will yield my spirit completely to you. Lord, use me as you please. I pray that you will provide me with opportunities to show people how much you mean to me. Give me discretion to know what to say and how to say it. Make me bold enough that I may proclaim salvation cheerfully and joyfully. I pray that the seeds you allow me to plant will grow and mature. I am forever grateful for the cross. May I proclaim it in a contagious way today. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so that was I always like looking at these prayers and finding, good ones that sort of speak to, where I am in life and what, what I'm feeling in the current moment. And, we've talked over time about just prayer in general and being okay with, proclaiming your relationship with God. I think that's really important. And I think that's what God is looking for from each and every one of us. So, every day I try to choose a prayer that I think, will reach the masses, I guess, for lack of a better term, that touches me and hopefully will touch, someone else as well. All right, so let's go into our announcements. All right, as I talked about or have been talking about over the last, few weeks, we do our home buyer education class on the first Tuesday of every month. Okay, so there's an upcoming class on Tuesday, I think it's the 3rd, June 3rd. I didn't look that up on my calendar, but I will put it in the live. I think it's June 3rd this month. Again, I wanted to share with you guys, I am looking for a streaming platform so that we can actually talk to each other. So if you are familiar with StreamYard, or hey, good morning, Sandra. If you're familiar with StreamYard or any other platform that you think might be a good one for us to use, please, send me an email so that we can try and do this. I'm really excited about trying to get this live going with video. And when we get this platform moving, I want to have a Friends on Friday. So Morning Tea with Tiffany, Friends on Friday. So every Friday, I want to have a guest, so this is kind of our way of moving into podcasting once I can get this to work. So help me out, guys, if you if you're familiar with these platforms. On May 21st, we have our networking events. Okay, TSM and Helping Hands and Royal Occasions are sponsoring our networking event. Bring your business card, your virtual business card, yourself, and a cocktail, and let's do business. Okay. As far as featured classes for TSM mortgage professionals, we're going to go back to the mentorship training. The mentorship program I offer, you guys are familiar with it. It's what we do right now on this live, but one-on-one in, and it's specifically geared towards, you as the individual. Okay. We want to talk about, what's happening in your life, career changes, how you can improve upon yourself. Those are the types of things that we do in the mentorship. Okay, so go to my website, tsmmortgageprofessionals.com. Take a look at the mentorship programs. You can reach me at 804-505-0887 or send me an email, tmyint@tsmmtgpros.com. All right, now, excuse me. Let's move into our topic. Sandra, since you're on the phone right now, I want to test something because I'm on this live and it's saying, well, I don't want to bring you on camera if you're not ready to be on camera. So, but there's an option here to bring you on camera. And so just tell me in the chat box if that's something that I can do. I have your permission to do. I want to try something today. If not, we can try it, another day when we're more prepared. But I really want to try and get this video thing working. As you can see, I'm excited about trying to do this, and I don't understand why it's not working. Anyway, so what is emotional intelligence? Okay, I asked you guys to write a couple of things down. Your writing prompt was what to define. Gosh, I'm having a hard time this morning. To define emotional intelligence. Okay, do you think emotional intelligence is important to personal and professional success? Okay, and why or why not? So first we want to define what emotional intelligence is. All right. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, to use and manage your own emotions in positive ways, to relieve stress, to communicate effectively, to empathize with others, and to overcome challenges and diffuse conflict. Okay, that is the definition of emotional intelligence. And all of those things we have talked about over the last few months, of this live. So now that we know what emotional intelligence is, let's talk about the 4 types of emotional intelligence. Okay, so the 4 types are 1, self-awareness. We talk about that all the time. We're going to go through each and every one of these so you guys have a full and clear understanding of what each of these things mean. All right, so the first type of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. Okay, the second is self-management. The third type of emotional intelligence is social awareness. And then relationship management is the 4th type of emotional intelligence. I'm really surprised I don't have a huge audience this morning. I thought that this topic would be a good one to share. But as we speak through this, I think, if you're watching it on the replay, you'll find some value in it. Drinking green tea this morning. All right. Okay. So the first component of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. All right. So self-awareness is the ability to know yourself and to understand your feelings. Okay. Self-awareness, ability to know yourself and understand your feelings. All right. So for that, we need to understand we need to look deep into ourselves and understand what our strengths and our weaknesses are. Okay. Having self-awareness provides confidence. It helps us to be more confident in ourselves because we know what we can and can't do, and when you understand who you are, what you bring to the table, what you can and can't do, you have confidence. It's easy to talk to people. It's easy to speak on certain subjects. It's easy to do your job if you're comfortable with who you are and what you know, right? So having a good sense of self-awareness is good. It's good. The other thing, and remember, I've said to you guys over time, a few times in different lives, that I myself have a very high sense of self-awareness. Because I think about, there's a few things that go on in my mind, my brain, as I'm, speaking and doing things. I'm always thinking about how the things that I say or do are going to impact the people around me, and I have to sometimes make a conscious effort to, watch the things that I say and the things that I do, because I don't want to offend another person. We have those times in our lives, when we think about the impact, but we choose to ignore it, simply because we're human, and we have, we get selfish sometimes in how we're feeling and how we're thinking. But it's important to understand how your actions and words affect others. That's huge. And when you do that, you are, you're exuding a high sense of self-awareness. Sometimes you might see me when I'm speaking. Either I look down or I look up as I'm having a conversation with people sometimes, and I do that because I'm thinking, and I pause a lot when I'm speaking sometimes, and it's because I'm thinking about how I need to put my words together to ensure that I'm not offending anyone, right? So that's one of the things that, that I use when I'm really sort of, examining what my self-awareness is. All right. So number 2 is self-management. Okay. That is controlling your emotions and expressing them in the appropriate setting. So what does that mean exactly? What does that mean? I can't tell if I've got you guys on or not. Speak to me if you're here. I was having some serious technical difficulty this morning. I kind of feel like I still am. Let me know, guys, if you're here, because my screen is just going black, so I don't know what's happening. Self-management. So controlling your emotions and expressing them in the appropriate setting. So there are a few things that we'll speak to in regards to self-management. Initiative. Okay. People who understand self-management are self-motivated. They take the time to do what they need to do to get a job done. Okay? So they take the initiative, self-management, initiative. All right, transparency. Okay? Okay, Sandy, you say you're here, but you don't see anyone else. Okay, well, good. I'm glad you're here. I don't see anybody else either. Actually, I'm my live is saying that there's like 3 or 4 people. It keeps going out between 3 and 4 people, but I don't see anybody on the screen but you. As far as names, which is really odd. So I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know if it was the live stream that I was trying to do through StreamYard that kind of jacked everything up or what. I'm really not sure. But let's just, you and I, have a conversation. I'm sure people will watch this on the replay. So do me a favor, and I don't know if you did the writing assignment from yesterday, but tell me what you define or how you define emotional intelligence. And let me know, do you feel like it's based on your definition of emotional intelligence? Do you feel like that's important in your life personally and professionally? Okay. So in doing that, while you're doing that, I'm going to talk more about transparency. I kind of feel like transparency is huge for me. Okay. Sometimes I, wear my emotions, my thoughts, everything on my sleeve. Okay, Sandy, you say maybe they couldn't get to the link to share their comments. How did you get to the link? Because I stopped the live stream and then through StreamYard, and then did it right through Facebook, just the Facebook Live. Were you able to get on, or did you do it through the StreamYard? Yeah, I don't know, but we're gonna nix that. We're not gonna do that one anymore. I'll figure out a new platform. All right, so getting back to where we were on transparency. When you are transparent, what you're doing is you are interacting with integrity. So think about the word integrity for a moment. Integrity is being honest, right? Okay, so you got in through Facebook Live. Yeah, I don't know, girl. I don't know what's happening today. But we're gonna keep going because people will probably watch this on the replay when I post it, and this is such good stuff. I was really excited about emotional intelligence today because it kind of embodies like everything we've been talking about over the last few months. So, anyway, and I had a great exercise that I wanted, to do as well. So I'm hoping that people get it and, and they join. But so moving back into self-management and transparency, transparency is interacting with integrity, not hiding anything. Sometimes we get ridiculed sometimes about our transparency. Like people don't need to see through you. I've been told that before. And that might be true, Okay, Andy, or Sandra. Okay, I'm seeing your comments now. That may be true, that people don't need to always see through you, but, it's very important to me that people understand the genuineness of, my heart, and understand that it's okay, for us to share and be vulnerable. And I think the reason why, it's hard for people to be transparent is because of the vulnerability piece of it, right? Um, the world that we live in is a world that can be so cutthroat that we're always in defense mode constantly, you know, and I think that's what deters, people from being transparent, at least from my perspective, um, the integrity piece of it comes into play where people truly don't, um, they, they have difficulty being honest, not just honest with other people, but honest with themselves, with themselves. So, um, I, I would say this, there is an emotional intelligence quiz that I'm going to put in the live feed after we're done. And I'd be curious to see how many people take it and what they think about it, because these things are really important to us, as we move through life, self-awareness, self-management, Um, another piece of self-management is adaptability. Okay, being able to adapt to the changing things around us. Take COVID-19, for example, right? We need to be able to be adaptable and understand that change is going to happen, and we've got to move with the times, whatever those things may be. And those people who find it difficult to deal with change are really struggling right now. That's where a lot of the depression is coming into play. Let me read your comment, Sandra, if I can get it here. Emotional intelligence is being aware and in control of your emotions and actions. Yes, I think it's very important to both realms of life. That's something that I have to work on at times, that. And it's true, we all do. We all do. And that's why, like in business a lot, there are companies who actually do full trainings on emotional intelligence, because that's how important it is to our, personal and professional lives. Understanding how to talk to people, understanding how to communicate, being aware of the people around you, all things that are very important, right? Um, the fourth component of self-management is optimism, all right? Having a positive outlook on life. I'm going to take it right back to COVID-19, okay? We are in times right now where it is just very difficult to be positive. People are, dying. We're losing our loved ones. People are dying around us. And it's very hard to keep a positive outlook on where things are going right now, and that's part of self-management, is understanding and and in the worst of times trying to have, a positive outlook. All right, let's move to social awareness. Okay, so there's three components of social awareness. The first component is something that I have been speaking about for a very long time, and that's empathy. Okay, not sympathy, right? We talked about the difference between empathy and sympathy, but really understanding what the people around us are going through, you know, trying to understand that so that we can be in a position to help them, you know. Um, Social awareness, second component of social awareness is ability to explain yourself well and sensing the level of comprehension of your audience. Okay? So, how many times have you been in a situation? I have found myself doing this. That's why I'm asking the question. Found yourself in a situation where you're just talking, and then you finally you know, really sort of lock eyes and engage with the person that you're talking to, right? And then they have this deer in the headlight look. Like, I have no idea what this person is talking about. I have been in situations where, you know, people have been talking, you know, and speaking about a plethora of different things. And in my mind, I'm like, what the heck is this person talking about? All right. Um, that person does not have a high sense of social awareness. Okay. You have to meet people where they are in life, you know, and in conversations, right? So being aware of, you know, where you both are on that scale. You know, sometimes you have really highly intelligent people that are speaking their own language, you know, but they're in a room with people who have their own, they bring, you know, their own intelligence to the table, which, you know, may be at a different level than somebody else, you know, and then that person is speaking way up here and you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You know, it's difficult to have meaningful conversations when, you know, you're at two different levels. Understanding that you're at a different level and meeting somewhere in the middle, that's what's really important, you know. And then the third component of social awareness is service orientation. Okay. That's, you know, one of the other things that I'm really big on, you know, being helpful. Okay. Having an attitude of servitude. Okay. All those things go into social awareness. Do you have to stay there with them forever? I think I know where you're going with that, Sandra. That is hilarious. Um, no, no, you do not have to stay there with them forever. But, you know, just like our motto, you know, with helping hands, right? We're going to extend a helping hand and bring them up to our level, you know, and hopefully they will, when we extend that hand, they will grab onto it and they will, you know, join us where we are at that level, you know. But there are some people who, you know, they just are where they are and, you know, they don't care about leveling anything off. You know, it's just, okay, you're here, I'm here, or I'm here, you're here, or you're here, I'm here, whatever that may be. You know, sometimes they just don't care. Those individuals struggle, in my opinion, with social awareness. Gosh. Okay. Girl, this live is crazy. My thing just popped off and popped back on. I hope you're still with me. It says the connection was really bad, so I don't know what's going on with my live today. All right, so let's go with the fourth component of emotional intelligence, okay? And that is relationship management. Or we can let go and let them sink. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my gosh, I have been in that place before, and I know you have as well, you know, and sometimes it gets exhausting, right? It really gets exhausting. Like, I am really trying to be here with you right now, you know, and and I'm extending that hand to you, you know, come meet me where I'm at, you know, I'm willing to wait for you, right? But, you know, they just they don't get it. Maybe they don't understand. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Relationship management, the fourth component of emotional intelligence. Okay. Leadership. Okay. Mentorship and influence, all three of those things kind of funnel into, you know, the same category. Being a good leader, in my opinion, is having influence. You know, when you are at a level where, you know, you can't, people will follow you, you know, that you have influence over people and they will follow you to wherever it is you're leading them to. That is good relationship management. You know, I take this live, for instance. Excuse me. I started it on a whim. You know, I was like, we're in COVID-19. I have something to say. I want to speak to people about what I'm feeling and the things that are going on with me, and I want to help people. I want to extend that hand. And before I knew it, I had followers. I had people. You were on just the other day where, you know, I asked people, what do you think about this live? You know, how do you feel about it? And people were saying, you know, that they love it, you know, that they're hooked, that they want to be a part of it, that, you know, on the weekends when I'm not on, you know, they find themselves missing, you know, being on the live. You know, that's influence, you know, and it's because of the things that I say. It's because of the genuineness of my words. You know, it's because of my transparency, right? Because I give people a look inside of who I am as a person. Why do you think that we love comedians so much? We love comedians, and we will follow them, you know, on television. We'll go to watch them. You know, they fill up arenas, you know, Kevin Hart, for example, because he speaks the truth. It's transparency. So he has the ability, celebrities, they have the ability to influence us, you know? So that's where leadership comes into play, because we will follow them to where some people will follow them over a cliff, you know, because of their influence. So that can be good or bad. Conflict management. Okay. I also categorize that under relationship management. And I did that because there are times, and Sandra, you know this about me. Sometimes I'm a problem solver. You know, I like to sit and listen, you know, to conversations, and then try to give my spin on, you know, what's happening and the why. You know, I think this is happening because, or if you know, if you do this, or she's reacted that way because of this behavior, right? So I am always finding myself in a position where I am settling disputes, you know, or being the neutral party, and trying to find the silver lining in both both sides of things, right? In my, you know, former life, I must have been like a therapist of some sort. I don't even know. But you know, that's a gift that I have, you know, is with other people, that is conflict management. Now, if I could manage my own conflicts, I'd be good to go, right? And I know you're probably laughing about that too, because I have my own issues with conflict management. I can help other people. It's kind of like the hairdresser who, you know, makes everybody else look great, and then you look at them and they look kind of jacked, kind of crazy, right? They don't even handle their own hair. You know, they beautify everybody else, and then you look at them and you're like, what? That's me, you know, in conflict management. Developing others, another component of relationship management. Okay, so helping people become or understand the best part of themselves, and and developing them into that person, you know, recognizing the potential in people. You know, I'm pretty good at that, recognizing the potential, and then following that up with, let me help you get there. That's one of the reasons why, you know, mentorship and coaching is a part of my course menu at TSM, because that's something that I enjoy doing, and you know, I see the good in everybody. I always have. helping others to build their skills and knowledge. Okay, again, that all falls under, the developing others. And then teamwork and collaboration. You know, we sometimes it's difficult for us to work in teams. I find it difficult for myself sometimes because I mediocrity is something that is very difficult for me to swallow. I'm always trying to be, the best, or have the best, outturn for everything that I do. And sometimes when you're working with a team of people, if you are all not on the same level, it makes it very difficult. And I have found myself over time, both personally and professionally, finding it difficult, to collaborate. I am a team player. I am. But sometimes it's very difficult to collaborate with individuals who are not, on the same level as you, or choose not to be, on the same level. So that's relationship management. Okay, so those are the 4 components of emotional intelligence. Now, I asked the question, is it important to your personal and your professional life based on what we've learned today? And Sandra, it's you and I today, but you stated, yes, it's important to both of those realms, both personally and professionally. So I encourage people to really, go back through this live, look at the replay. Good morning, Dee Dee. Thanks for joining. I know it's early there. I don't even know what time it is right now. I know it's probably before 9 o'clock, which means it's 6 o'clock your time. So I do appreciate you getting up and joining us this morning. I hope all is well with you. Today we were talking about emotional intelligence and the 4 components. So watch the replay. I think you'll find it interesting. But you joined just in time for our exercise. Okay. And so here's what I want you guys to do with, now that we've learned about emotional intelligence. Okay. I want to play the name game. All right. And here's how it works. I want you to take out a piece of paper. You don't have to do it right now, or you can if you want to. I'll wait for just a second for you to grab pen and paper, little notepad. And I want you to make 2 columns. And the first column, I want you to write the words me, M-E, okay, as in you, yourself, okay? And then in the second column, I want you to write the name of a person who highly influences you. Okay, who do you look up to? Who's your role model in life? Okay, and what I want you to do is on each line of the paper, all right, you're going to write that person's name. So for instance, where's my pen? I'm going to show this to you guys so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Oh, here it is. All right, so I'm going to write my name. This is how I'm going to write it. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that in my light. Can you see? Okay, so you're going to write it vertically. And then you're going to write your person, your other person of influence on the other side of that column. Okay? Now, what I want you to do with that is for every letter of your name and your person's name, the person of influence, okay? I want you to take every letter and choose a positive word that describes them. A positive word that describes them. All right. So take a minute to do that. Maybe you type it if you feel like it in the chat box. Okay. So for me, I'm gonna write down or tell you what I wrote for me. So my name is Tiffany, Tiffany. So I had to find a word that I felt described me as a person, okay, for each of those letters. So my first word, okay, my first letter was T, okay, and so the word I chose was tenacious, okay. What does tenacious mean? All right, it means that I'm not going to stop at anything. Hey, good morning, Kimberly. Thanks for joining this morning. I had some technical difficulty. We are doing the name game exercise of emotional intelligence. I think being that you are in HR, you know all about emotional intelligence. So I hope you watch the replay and and you can let me know what you think about this today's presentation. The name game, what I want everybody to do, or what I've been asking everybody to do, is to divide a piece of paper up into two columns. The first column is going to be yourself. So you're going to write your name, your full name, like this. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. And for each letter of your name, you are going to write down a word that describes you. So for instance, the first letter of my name is T for Tiffany, right? So I chose the word tenacious, okay, to describe myself. In the second column, you are going to write the name of the person who has influenced you the most in life, someone that you look up to, someone that inspires you, someone that maybe you aspire to be, right? To be like, not aspire to be, but aspire to be like. And write their name down, and then write the things that, based on the letters in their name, that you feel about them, that describe that person in your mind, okay? The second letter of my name is I. And so the word that I chose was impartial. Sandra and I were talking about this a little bit earlier, that, I'm really good with conflict management, right? Because I am impartial. I don't take sides. I try to look at both sides of a situation and find the good in both of those sides, but being honest, doing that with integrity, so that's another I word that I would probably use for myself is integrity. F. The F in my name, forward thinker, was my word. Okay. Because and this can be a good thing or a bad thing, and it's been both for me. Forward thinking in the sense that I like to try and see what's in front of me, so I look far in front of me and I make a lot of decisions based on my forward thinking, so that I'm not left in the dust on whatever it may be. Now, that can be a positive thing, because I'm aware, I have a goal that I'm trying to reach, and I am setting mini goals to get to that end goal, so you have to be a forward thinker when you're setting your goals, right? Here's where it can not be so good, and this is where my husband kind of gets on my case about these types of things, is many times I anticipate how he and other people in my life are going to respond to my actions, my thoughts, or my feelings. So how many of you have already said or have said at some point in time, well, I didn't even do it because I already knew what the turnout was going to be, so I'm not even going to say anything because I already know that you're going to react this way. Or, you know, I'm not going to tell him that I bought, 10 pairs of shoes this past weekend because I already know what he's going to say. So what's the use of even saying anything, right? Or one of the things that he would say to me all the time is, I'm not even there yet, like you're already predicting what's going to happen 2 weeks from now. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening today, so you're 2 weeks down the road. I've done that in business as well, as a professional. So it can be good, can be bad. I think, thinking that way from a professional standpoint is probably a good thing, more good than negative, or more positive than negative. But, personally, maybe not so much. Kimberly, I'd be curious to hear what you have to say about that if you choose to share this morning. The second F in my name, I wrote fair. Okay, I am a fair person. I try, everything is always even with me. I give before I take, and I try to be fair with spreading myself to others. That's, I always want to do what's fair. I never want to feel like one person is gaining more than another person. Part of being fair is being selfless, so making it fair for someone else, but then again, is that really being fair? Because you're gypping yourself, and I do that quite a bit. But when I speak of the word fair, I'm thinking of fair for everyone else. I don't put myself into that equation, but that's something I need to think about, The A in Tiffany is assertive. Okay. What does the word assertive mean? You jumping on it, being first, oh, good, Sandra, you got your stuff in here. This is awesome. So that's the A in mine. N, nice. I couldn't think of an N word, so I just chose the word nice. I think I'm a nice person. And then the Y, I chose yes, because I'm a yes person. You ask me to do something, I'm like, yes. Sometimes I don't even know how I'm going to be able to do it, but I am not a no person. I am a yes person. Sandra said it got jumbled up. Okay. So, but I can decipher this. So, Sandra says the S is for special, and you are special. You are very special to me. The A it's Sandra and Ruth. Okay, cool. The A is for always helping. Yes, I agree. The N is for nice. So you have an N word as well, just like me. I couldn't think of anything else other than we're just nice people, right? The D is for dreamer. I love that. I love that. You are a dreamer. Yes, that is, we have to dream. We have to dream. Dreaming is part of what helps us get our goals, get to our goals. R, resilient, and A is awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so let's look at your the person who influences you. Ruth. You undeniably smart. Yes. T, a thinker, and H, heavenly. Yes, that is so awesome. Anybody else have anything that they want to share? Kimberly or Dee Dee, are you guys still with me? Okay, I don't see anything. I have a number of people who influence me, so it was mine was very difficult, but I chose Larissa. There are two Larissas in my life who I look up to and who inspire me to be, a better person, and who both have wisdom beyond their years, and are very special to me. So the first word L, or the first letter L, is legit. Both of these people are legit. And we know what the word legit means. We use it in slang, we use it in our everyday terminology, but these women in my life are the real deal. That's the way I'm putting it out there. Assertive. Okay, they get the job done. They're quick, jump on it, let's get it done. The R, respect and radiance. Okay, those were the two words that I had for both of these individuals. The I, iconic, and when you think of the word icon, like, you think of a person being larger than life. And both of these individuals, they don't know this, that I think this about them, but I feel like they are larger than life, and if I wrote down the word icon, those two people would be the top of my list. S, special. S, sincere. Okay. And then A, authentic. Genuine, authentic. Those, authentic is a word to me that describes, transparency, honesty, integrity. So those are my words. Thank you, Sandra, for sharing. I didn't see that anybody else wanted to participate in this exercise today, so I appreciate you being here with me today. Thank you, Dee Dee and Kimberly, for popping on here. Hopefully we'll get more people who watch the replay. I thought this was an excellent topic to discuss today, and thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow is you pick topic. So what I need, and I don't have many people on the line today, but I need you guys to shoot me an email, send me a message through Messenger, something, and let me know what topic you want to speak about. If there's something that you'd like to talk about, please let me know. I will always, try to have something just in case nobody sends me anything, but I want you guys to pick the topic. And in the meantime, I'm still going to try and work on the streaming platform. Sandra, I really want us to get some kind of podcast going, so we got to figure that out. So I will see you later on today, and we can talk about that. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. It's supposed to be 81 or 82 degrees and cloudy. So, hopefully you guys can enjoy your day. I appreciate you all for joining again, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.